These two spray guns cost about the same, but spray completely different. Today, we're gonna put them head to head and see who the top dog is. Here's the plan. We got two tailgates, two spray guns. We're gonna spray our base and our clear on both of these panels with both of these guns. In the end, we're gonna take a real close look at both of them and see which one has a better finish. Let's check our fan pattern. And we're gonna do side by side Sagola and DV1 and see which one we like better. There's our DV1. Now, let's check our Sagola. So we can see the DV1 definitely has a taller fan, even with the C2 air cap that I have on it. And our atomization around the edges of our pattern seem very, very similar. For our first coat of base, we're gonna go with the Sagola. Now I left both of these guns set up with fan and fluid both wide open. And I will adjust the pressure according to what is giving me the best result. Now, I have to be honest, that went on a lot better than I thought it would, because, I mean, if you guys watch my review about this gun, I openly said it is a fire hose, but it does do a great job of breaking up the material and delivering the material through a very soft feeling fan. And now for our DV1, one thing I can tell you guys, because I've used the DV1 for such a long time, is compared to the Sagola, it's a much sharper feeling gun, meaning it's pretty snappy. And it's really hard to put that into words or explain exactly what I mean by that. But if you use both of these guns, you will know exactly what I'm talking about when I say the DV1 is a snappy gun. It has extremely, extremely fine atomization that delivers the flattest finish out of any paint gun I've ever used, and I have always said that. Sorry about that last clip, I forgot to put my mic on. To put it into simple terms, what I was saying is the DV1 feels like it's breaking up the material with the scalpel, whereas the Sagola feels like it's breaking up the material like a fire hose, but somehow the fire hose feels soft, if that makes sense. I don't even know how it's possible, but yeah, I mean, it puts the material out like a fire hose, but at the same time, it puts it on very uniformly and breaks it up extremely fine. Even though the Sagola is a fire hose, it does two things really well that make the fire hose usable. The first thing it does really well is it gives you so much control through the trigger that even with fluid wide open, you'll be able to apply a medium coat with hardly any effort. The second thing is the way the fan or the air cap was designed, even though this is a clear air cap, it completely controls the material. So if I pull the trigger and you look at the fan, you can kind of see that it has a very round top and bottom of the fan. The reason for that has to do with how the air horns were designed and how the fluid was delivered. So as for base, I think it might have the DV1 beat. Although the DV1's trigger doesn't give you anything to complain about, it just doesn't feel as nice as the Sagola trigger. And then if we look at our fan on our DV1, you can, it's hard to tell, but it's much sharper on the top and the bottom, because when they designed this gun, they wanted to allow the material to do what it was designed to do, which if you guys have been watching me for a while, you know, clear coat likes to flow out. And since this is a clear coat gun, DeVilbiss made sure that their air cap design would allow your clear coat to stay nice and wet, even though it was being atomized so finely that it would allow it to land and flow out after it hit the panel. You can see here I was able to achieve the same medium coat with everything full open. Now we're all set for our drop coat. Let's take a look at how the Sagola breaks up your material at a low pressure. I'm at 10 PSI. Wow. Because I can control that trigger so well, I can literally put this material on like dust. Look at that. Very impressive. The last thing that we'll talk about before we start clearing is transfer efficiency. For anyone that's ever used a DV1, you know those things are notorious for fogging up a room. I think part of that is because a lot of people don't use a DV1 at the correct pressure. They tend to use it at a higher pressure. Meanwhile, one was designed to be sprayed at a lower pressure than most other guns. For example, if a clear coat was made to be shot between 29 and 32 PSI with a DV1, you actually want to shoot it around 26 PSI, which on the DV1 gauge would read 20 PSI. But admittedly, when I reviewed the Sagola, I was truly astonished by how little the material was bouncing back off the panel. As for the DV1, even when it's shot at the correct pressure, it still has more overspray than the Sagola. Now let's check out how the DV1 can break up at a low pressure. So I'm at 6. This is actually around 11 PSI. Even finer than the Sagola. I was not able to do that with the Sagola, although it did a great job. Look at how dark that is compared to how light this is. And this is a darker color. Insane. I mean, that's nuts. Yeah, as for low pressure atomization, there's not a gun on the market that does it better than the DV1. While the DV1 can lay some awesome base coat, it doesn't do it as well as the Sagola. I've laid solid colors and I've laid metallic colors with the DV1, and I would strongly advise against laying metallics with the DV1, because even at a low pressure, like you're supposed to apply your drop coat, since this thing breaks it up so fine, it does not allow the material the time that it needs to properly orientate itself. So you will get into trouble because you will not be able to apply your metallics as light and wet as the manufacturer of most paint lines would like. So if I was in a position where I had to pick one of these guns up for base coat, the Sagola would definitely be the safer bet. Now it's time to lay clear, which is what we all really care about. Now again, for each of these guns, I'm gonna have fan and fluid both wide open. As for pressure, I'm going to adjust the pressure according to what I believe is going to give the best results. So for our hex, that's going to be around 29-30 PSI. And we're going to be spraying our Omni MC161 unreduced. Here's what our fan looks like with our clear in the hex. You can see what I mean about the rounded top and bottom and how much control this gun has over the clear.
While we lay these 2 coats of clear, I want you guys to pay attention to the speed of each gun. The Sagola is probably the fastest clear gun that I have ever used in my life. And our first coat for our DV1, again, pay attention to the speed. While the DV1 is not a slow gun, it's also not a very fast gun either. In my opinion, the DV1 allows you to work at the perfect speed. It's not too fast and it's not too slow. And you could speed things up or slow them down by adjusting how close your gun is to the panel, or even dialing in your fan. I forgot to mention, I was at 20 PSI for that coat.
I forgot to also show you guys the DV1 fan with the clear in the gun. You see how the top and the bottom are more pointy than the Sagola? While we wait for that coat to flash off, I just wanted to point out something. DeVilbiss didn't make any announcement, they didn't say anything about this, but they quietly made a change to their DV1. They added a air distribution ring that's built into the gun, similar to their base gun, but they added it on their clear gun. They also added a cool feature with the air cap where when you tighten it, you kind of feel it lock in place. I thought those two things were really cool, and they sent me an awesome care package with two really cool things inside that I'm definitely gonna make a video of to share with you guys, because I guarantee at least one of these things you guys have never seen before. I have you guys set up on the stand because I want you to pay attention to the overspray difference.
Again, I have this gun set up the same way on the second as it was on the first coat. I'm gonna try to hold it back a little further to move, this way I can move a little slower without getting in trouble, hopefully. And same thing, I got you guys set up on the stand. Pay attention to the overflow. Man, the DV1 just, it makes it so easy to lay clear. It really does. Even though it's a really expensive gun, it's probably the easiest gun to learn how to lay clear with.
All right, I gave both of these panels some time to flow out. Before we check them out, I want to give you my final thoughts, and then you guys decide which one achieved a better finish. As for ease of use, I have to give it to the DV1. Like I just said, you can take that gun and put it in a beginner's hand, and they are way less likely to run into any issues when they put down a coat of clear. Whereas with the Sagola, even as a professional, I'm at high risk for getting in trouble. I had a hood die back on me that I sprayed, the red hood, in case you guys didn't see that short video. I sprayed a red hood, 2 coats of clear. The next day, the hood died back on me. I put too much material down. I never had that happen to me before. But with the Sagola, you have to fine-tune the gun to get it to shoot in a way that matches your shooting style. Whereas with the DV1, you could take it out of the box and start spraying, and it's gonna spray beautifully. In my opinion, for the gun in the hand, how it is to use, DV1 all day. Now, let's see what the finish says. So here is the tailgate that we painted with the Sagola. You could see on the end there, the texture. It's a very nice texture. Very, very nice OEM looking texture. A little more texture than I'm used to, but still a great finish. Let me know what you guys think of the Sagola finish in the comments. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Why or why not? And now, let's take a look at the DV1 finish. I don't even think I have to say it. I think it speaks for itself. At least in my opinion, the DV1 absolutely dominates in terms of finish quality. And I think this has to do with the gun's ability to atomize material at a lower pressure. Because you're able to spray it at a lower pressure, your material is going to lay wetter. And that, paired with the fan design, your material is going to land in a way where it has time to flow out and leave a beautiful finish. I mean, look at that finish, guys. Also, I wanted to mention, for some of you guys who are saying the DV1 is a slow gun, check this part on your DV1, where you attach your air hose to. This piece right here where you control your pressure, that piece has been known to leak air in the gun. I, for the longest time, believed the DV1 was a slow gun. It was hyped up. It wasn't great. As soon as somebody told me to change that part, it was like I was spraying a new gun. So if you'd never heard that before, grab a new part, put it on your DV1, and when you spray it, tell me that it's not a totally different gun. Anyway, I think it's pretty obvious that the DV1 is still king. If you guys got any other guns you'd like me to put up against the DV1, let me know in the comments. But that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Jesus, look at that. Oh, man. If you enjoyed the video, if you got any value out of it, or if you were entertained, if you could, please drop a like, comment, maybe even consider subscribing or checking out a video where I put the DV1 up against the Black Widow. I'll link that right here. Until the next time, peace.